Welcome to the first financial aid series presentation. My name is Erika Rambulo. I am a family involvement intern here with the program Gear Up. For this presentation, we will be talking about topics like award letters, including award letters for UC, CSUs, and community college. We will be also talking about accepting and declining awards. We additionally will talk about what to do with the refund, including the Cabrillo College debit card and also bank accounts for students. Lastly, we will talk about satisfactory academic progress in college, what it is, and why it is important. So, as a student, have you submitted financial aid applications? Once a student submits their financial application, within months, they should receive a financial aid award letter or a financial aid award package. The financial aid office at the school will send you an aid offer, often electronically. The offer includes the types and amounts of financial aid you may receive from federal, state, private, and school sources. This combination of aid is your financial aid package. Some important terms to note for financial aid award letters include grants, loans, and work study. So first, grants are free money. If the student accepts a grant award, they get to keep this money, or they don't have to pay it back. FAFSA includes two grants. It includes the Pell Grant and the California Grant. Now, the California Dream Act only offers the California grant because the California Dream Act application only receives state funding. Loans do need to be paid back if the student accepts a loan award. There are three types of loans that the financial aid applications can offer, including FAFSA and the California Dream Act. This includes the subsidized loan, unsubsidized loan, and the Parent Plus loan. Additionally, a parent or a student can take out a private loan with their credit union or bank. And lastly, work study. Work study is money that is earned through work. So this could be jobs on campus. Sometimes it can be jobs outside of campus with partner organizations or other schools, etc. Okay, so cost of attendance. When looking at a cost of attendance of a school, it is important to note that there are two types of costs. There are direct costs and indirect costs. Direct costs include tuition and fees, housing and meal plans, just in case the student is planning to live on campus, and health insurance. With health insurance, most schools require it. I would recommend a student to check the requirement of health insurance. I know some students might have a family plan with their parents, so they already have health insurance with their parents. So there are forms to also opt out from health insurance with the school. Now, indirect costs include transportation, just in case the student isn't planning to live on campus. Are they going to be traveling through bus or through car? And then books and supplies. Most classes require textbooks, and then other personal expenses. So these are important to note when making a calculation of how much it'll cost to attend each school that you plan to apply to. Now, things to consider. Awards will vary at every school due to the different scholarships grants available. These award letters are estimates and can change depending on the amount of units a student is taking, whether for community colleges, how many classes they're taking, or for university, whether they're full-time students or part-time students. And then academic standing, which will be focused on the topic when we will be talking about satisfactory academic progress. And then also housing choices. Will the student be living on campus in an apartment or a dorm or off campus in an apartment? Also, award letters are unique to you. You may receive more or less than other students. This estimate is for your first year only, so financial aid applications must be renewed annually, and some scholarships are non-renewable. Okay, so now, where is my award letter? You can find your award letter once you submit your application. You should have received, once you have submitted your college application, you should have received directions of how to create an account with the school portal. So if the student hasn't created an account with their school, it's important to do that to be able to log into the campus portal and to see their award letters. So this is an example from a UC Davis portal. Once logging in, a student should be able to find a section that says finances. Now, when the student presses finances, it should have another section that shows my awards. So this is where the student will find their financial aid package. Okay, So now let's look at UC's and CSU community college examples of how a financial aid package will look like. I additionally want to say that a student, if they don't see their financial aid package, yeah, it could be that it's still, if FAFSA or the California Dream Act is still working on that award letter, or I would also double check in their application that they turned in, whether they put the correct school. I have had situations where some students have put the wrong school, so I would recommend double checking that and then edit to put the correct school. Okay. So the first example will be the cost of attendance at a UC. Now, most schools have different expenses based on if the student is planning to live on campus. So in this instance, it shows the cost of living in a residence hall at this UC. And then it also has an estimate of how much it'll be to live off campus and also living at home. So like I said, it's important to note in cost of attendance the direct costs. So this would include tuition and fees, which is the same for all three instances, and then housing and meal plans. So for this one, it has room and board, and then also the health insurance. Down here, it's the same for each instance. It's always important to look at these three costs when looking at the cost of attendance. Okay, now this is an example of also a UC Davis student's financial aid package. So this student has received the California grant, a federal Pell Grant, a scholarship outside of the university, and then also two university grants. So for this student, their total of their financial aid package is a total of 30,413. Now, something unique about this package is that it already divided it by three. So because UC Davis is runs on a quarter system, the student has already they have already split the student's financial aid package into three based on the quarter. So that's something also important to note that this total down here, the total cost, will be based on dividing based on if it's a semester system or a quarter system. So that's also important to note. Now, this one is an example of the cost of attendance for a student, for three CSUs actually. So there's CSU Northridge, CSU Pomona, and then Sacramento State. And also it's divided whether the student is planning to live with parents, living on campus, or living off campus. And then also the example of a student who received the financial aid package for CSU. Now, something about this one is that once they officially receive their financial package, they are able to accept and decline awards. So for this student, they have accepted the Pell Grant, California Grant B, and then the loan. This is a subsidized loan. And then the California Grant B was also offered to them. And then they also received the university grant. So the student has decided to accept these, but then the student can also decline them. Okay. Now this is the cost of attendance for Cabrillo. So here on the left, I have the mandatory fees of Cabrillo, but on the right side, we have also applied the mandatory fees into the total of taking an estimate of 6 to 12 or 15 units. So for a student who plans to take 12 units, this is for a semester, it'll turn out to cost 635. Now, if a student is planning to apply for the whole year, to attend for the whole year at Cabrillo, then they would have to, if they're taking 12 units each semester, multiply this by 2, and this total will turn out to how much it'll be the cost of attendance for a year. But this is just an idea of how much it costs at Cabrillo. It's similar for other community colleges that they charge per unit. Now, for this community college student, they have received the California Promise Grant. Now, this isn't a grant offered by FAFSA or the California Dream Act. This is a grant offered by community colleges, not just Cabrillo, other colleges like Hartnell or Monterey Peninsula. So the California Promise Grant is a grant for students who plan to attend community college. It offers a student usually 2 years free for college. So that's important to note that the student may have the option to receive the California Promise Grant through their community college, maybe if they don't receive financial aid from FAFSA or the California Dream Act. This student has also been given the option to apply to work study. So it's important to do the calculations of how much it'll cost to attend the school and also how much they have received from their financial aid package. So here I have an activity that the student can do to calculate their award letter and also the cost of attendance for each school that they're planning to apply to. And then with their remaining balance, they can decide which school they would like to attend to, whether it's that they're going to have to use their own money out of pocket, or whether they will be receiving a refund from their award letter. So I have included the printable version of this activity here. The student can always print it out or work on it online. So now we're going to focus on the topic of refunds. Refunds help bridge the gap for daily expenses. This is when your financial aid package covers tuition, fees, etc. The remaining balance is refunded to you via check or direct deposit. So this is an option for students whether they like to take the money via direct deposit or through check. And then the student can sign up for direct deposit directly through their school portal. Now, a refund, you have freedom with responsibility. You're not required to use a refund only on school items, but it's expected to use it wisely for costs related to being a student. So, what to do with these extra funds? You can use those extra funds to cover indirect educational costs like books and supplies, transportation like bus passes or gas, and then housing, just in case it's not included in your tuition, like off-campus rent, and then also food and groceries and other personal expenses. And here we have included an example an example of how to use your refund. So if you'd like to pause here just to read it through of how to utilize your refund, we have included here the categories and then the percentage of how much you should use of your refund for this category and then what it could cover. Now, for Cabrillo College refund, something unique about Cabrillo is that they offer an option where the student can apply for a bank mobile vibe checking account. Now, what this account is well, where you'll receive a debit card linked to that account, which you can use for purchases and ATM withdrawals. To do this, you have to look for the refund selection kit. So after your financial aid is processed, Cabrillo College will send you a refund selection kit via email and mail. And then you should choose your refund method. This could include direct deposit, where funds are transferred to your existing bank account, or you could choose Bank Mobile Vibe Checking Account, which is an account provided by Bank Mobile that comes with a debit card. And then after that, you should set up your account following the instructions provided in the refund selection kit to set up your chosen refund method. Additionally, we have provided information of other student bank accounts just in case the student isn't planning to attend Cabrillo and they don't have the option for the Bank Mobile Vibe checking account. The student can also look at separate bank accounts outside of their school. So something important to look for in a student bank account would be that it has no monthly maintenance fees, no minimum balance requirements, free ATM access or reimbursement, a good mobile app, and then no overdraft protection or no overdraft fees. So these aren't required, but it's something to look for in a student bank account. So we have also put the list of some bank accounts that are beneficiary for students. So Bay Federal offers an account called Accounts for Young Adults. So this account offers young adults ages 18 to 22 accounts and services that promote financial independence and stability. So this includes savings and checking accounts with no minimum balance requirements or monthly service charges until your 23rd birthday. We also have information about Wells Fargo, which has a clear access banking account. This is where Wells Fargo offers young adults ages 13 to 24 accounts and services that promote financial independence and stability. This includes savings and checking accounts with no monthly services fees or overdraft fees. And then lastly, we have Bank of America. Bank of America offers a safe balance banking account, which helps empower children, teens, and young adults on their path toward financial independence. This includes also savings and checking accounts with no monthly service fees or overdraft fees until the age of 25. So now we are going to talk about satisfactory academic progress. So what is satisfactory academic progress? Satisfactory academic progress, in short, SAP, It's a set of rules your college uses to make sure you're doing well enough in school to keep receiving financial aid, like grants, scholarships, or loans. Now, for most schools, they have a GPA requirement and a completion rate. The GPA requirement includes a student of maintaining a minimum GPA of a 2.0 for undergraduates, or in some instances, 3.0 for some scholarships. The completion rate is where the student must successfully complete a certain percentage of the classes you attempt. So the classes they are taking that quarter or semester, they have to pass about 67% or more. For example, if you register for 12 credits, you should pass at least 8 of them. Now, some reminders. If the student did receive a notification that they're going to receive California grants, it's important to create a Web Grants account. In the same email, they should have received information about what a Web Grants account is and steps of how to create an account. Now, another reminder is to check school portals for any to-dos. So when you log into your school portal, you should see a to-do list. If you have a message or a notification popping up, you should check if there's any tasks that you have left to do. And then we also have appointments available to review your individual financial aid package. We have come to the end of the presentation. I hope this information has been helpful and useful for you as a parent and your student. If you would like to set up an academic advisory meeting with someone in the Parent Center, we have 3 members available. So we have Nancy Rocha, which is a family involvement coordinator. Her contact information is provided there. She's available by appointment. And then we have Perla Ruiz, which is also available through appointment. We have her contact information there. Perla Ruiz is a family involvement intern. And then me, Erika Arambulo, I'm also a family involvement intern. My contact information is available there, and I'm also available by appointment. Thank you.